This is me doing a portrait of Vance Major Owen, and this is character Capt Minard. It's an alla prima painting, very similar to how you've seen other alla prima artists work. I have a toned canvas. I'm going to do some drawing with a brush, and I'm using burnt umber. I use Hog's bristle brushes, mostly filberts. I think this is actually a bright that I'm using for drawing just because it's easier to use that to scrub in some of the structure that I'm putting in here, and I'll add things like Riley rhythms just to make sure my symmetry looks good, and get as much detail as I can now so that decisions are made here that make it easier for me to move quickly when I start working in color and trying to create form later on. And you'll see as I start to work, I fill in the background first. That just gives me something to key off of value-wise. And unfortunately, the camera got turned off, and I didn't realize that I wound up blocking in a lot of the skin tones. But, my process here is very similar to how it is with charcoal, where you're just sort of pushing and pulling on value to try to get the form described in as simple a manner as you can, but with accuracy so that we have a likeness. With color, of course, you have temperature and you have intensity, so it's a little more complicated. So I do a little bit of pushing and pulling on those features as well. And, right now you see I'm working on the eyes, and I'm constantly redrawing those eyes. The initial drawing with the eyes is very simple, and I kind of assume I'll be able to push and pull and play around with those. I'm more worried about placement than I am about shape and angles. So I tweak those as I'm painting the rest of the portrait. And now I'm just filling in hair and facial hair, and I'm going to start working on the clothing just to get everything covered. And once it's all covered, it's easier for me to sort of flip my eyes back and forth and see where I need to make adjustments, and then make some final adjustments. And I'll make those to, let's say, the forehead and the nose, and maybe a little bit to the clothing. And this is the final result. So thank you very much for watching.